Here it is, my second countercade from 1UP, and it comes with Centipede and Missile Command. Not sure why it came with Missile Command and not Millipede. I would have loved to have Centipede and Millipede. Seems like that would have made sense. Or Centipede and Crystal Castles, which I also think is a great game. Not a big fan of Missile Command. It's an okay game, but mainly I got this because of Centipede, and also I got it because 1UP finally dropped the prices on these from $200 down to $100. So if you're lucky enough to find one of these, you can snag it for $100 now. And I know they are actually going to come out with a new version of these. I think it's a smaller version. After seeing Dig Dug, I think the size of it is great. I would not want a smaller machine. One thing I need to point out here too is this box is huge that it comes in. And it almost makes it look bigger than it actually is. Because when you actually take it out of it, the miniature countercade is not as large as it looks in the box. Alright, so here is Centipede out of the box. And it looks fantastic. Of course, what you're looking at there is a sticker, but it also has the film on it. So if you're wondering if these little countercades come with the film over the screen like the bigger ones, it does. And the other thing I can point out too is it does come with this miniature deck protector. So before I turn it on, let's take a good look at the cabinet itself. As you can see, Centipede has always had some really amazing looking artwork. I absolutely love the artwork on Centipede. I did pull most of the protector off on the screen, but as you can see, like right up in here, I was having some issues because it's almost like up underneath the actual screen itself, so I just didn't want to mess with it anymore because I wanted to get on with the review. And anyone who has a larger 1UP arcade would know also that you kind of have to loosen the screws because you can see that the film is underneath the screws as well. It's really hard to get out from underneath. And talking about that amazing artwork, check out the side of the cabinet. It's a really mean looking Centipede there with his mushrooms and his explosions and everything. Fantastic artwork on this. Really nice, even in miniature form. So here is the control deck, and I think this is the only one that actually comes with a trackball, besides, of course, the full-size one. And I've never been able to mess with the trackball at all on any of them because I've never owned one, obviously. And it doesn't feel that bad. Everybody complained about, oh, it doesn't work and, you know, how stiff it is, and it feels really good to me. When you roll it, Golden Tee also comes with a trackball, I forgot about that. But yeah, I mean, just by the feeling it right now, it doesn't feel that bad. So let's turn it on and see how it actually works in-game. One thing I can point out too is, like the older arcade machine, especially like Pac-Man, I know you can notice it in, is depending on where you sit in the game and look at it, the screen looks differently. So I'm like up above it a little bit, so it's kind of not so much faded, but if I move it up like this, it gets much clearer. So, all right, so let's get into Centipede and see how well the trackball works. That's something I've always wondered, how well they did the trackball in these 1UP arcade machines. Oh, and one other thing I was going to mention here is a lot of people complain. I mean, a lot of people complain about these, but after playing Dig Dug, I don't really have any complaints about the screen size, about how small the screen is. Yes, it's a small screen because it's a counter cap, so we're not going to get a 17-inch big monitor. However, if you wanted to mod it, you could probably take out the entire bezel and everything and put a full-size screen in here and make it much larger if you wanted to. But for right now, I'm really satisfied with what it is. So, there we go. Classic Centipede. That works great. I think I have zero issues with the trackball. Freaking spider. I hate spiders. Oh yeah, purple one. Okay, so this is a medium volume, and this is loud. Doesn't seem like loud is too bad. I know some of these you can get like really, really loud, like crazy loud. And as you're looking at this, I can see it looks like it's washed out here, but it actually isn't. Like, that's just the camera doing that. As I'm looking at it, it's fine. There's no screen that's washed out on there. So I had zero issues with the trackball. I think the trackball works great. Now let's take a look at Missile Command. Like I was saying, I was never really a huge Missile Command fan. I mean, I never played it that much, so maybe if I played a little bit more, I might actually enjoy it. Missile Command. Oop, it's exploding. I think the only version of this I ever really had was on the Atari 2600. So, I think you're supposed to go up here and set bombs, and blow these up. And what happened? Why don't I have any bombs? I ran out of bombs. Oh. Do I have to wait for what happened? I don't know how to play Missile Command. I don't know. I think I destroyed it, so. So I think the same as I thought about Dig Dug is it's pretty cool. I actually like the miniature versions of these counter cabs. I didn't think I would because they're so small, and you know, all I hear is the complaints about how small the screen is and how the controls don't work and everything, and everybody has to mod it and put a new screen in and put 60 in one, and it goes on and on and on and on. But I think they're cool. I don't really see an issue with anything, really. I mean, yeah, the screen is small, but that's what you're getting. You're buying a smaller version of the bigger arcade. And after a while, after playing it for a while, you don't really even notice the screen size, you know. I think what has impressed me the most is the trackball. Everybody complained about the trackball, about how it didn't spin and it didn't move, and it was very fluid. It's spun exactly and moved the character on the screen exactly like it should, and it's a nice trackball. So overall, once again, I am really impressed with Centipede. I think it's a really cool miniature arcade version of it. I would have liked to have Millipede, like I said, or even Crystal Castles on there. But Missile Command, I might come to like it. I don't know. So the only other countercade I would like to probably get is Space Invaders, because I've always loved the Space Invaders. It's sort of like Asteroids. You know, it's the classic, even though there's Space Invaders and Space Invaders Color. I mean, that's it. But yeah, I would love to probably get that one just because I wouldn't spend $400 on the full-size one, or even $200, even not, you know, maybe $100 if I could find it for $75-100. Yeah, I would go for it. But as for a miniature countercade, I think it would be a perfect thing for something like Space Invaders. I think that's what they should have really came out with, and not the big full-size one. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the review for Centipede and Dig Dug yesterday, and if you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I might pick up Space Invaders still. If I did, that would probably be the last one I get. And one of the reasons why I went with the miniature one, even if I could find a full-size one, as you can see, I don't have any more room. I have all the arcades on this wall, all the arcades on the other wall, and I just simply have run out of room. So I'm going to build a little stool for this guy and put him either in between the big machines or at the end of them. And I'll probably do a video on that as well, just to show you what I plan on doing with these down the road. But for now, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And like I said, if you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you here next time on The Kill Screen.